guys, it's Sky here and welcome to another Achromatopsia video. I'm kind of tired of doing these without glasses and today it's really bright and I have my window open. So yeah, the glasses are going on. Again, sorry about how long these videos are taking, but I'm working on condensing them and figuring out how to make them a lot shorter. I'm also working on, getting the lip sync proper and recording properly. It's all still very new, so we're gonna see how that goes, but hopefully it works better. So today our topic is why low vision is annoying. And what I mean by that is usually, you're either completely blind or you're completely sighted. Being really low vision, which is, I'm going to say in this case, 20/200 vision or legal blindness, we're going to say why it's difficult to have this. What I mean is it's a huge broad category to have some vision. And there's a lot of funny things that go along with it that I'm going to discuss today that I've found from living with achromatopsia and low vision. Hopefully this is interesting and helpful and you guys will see into the brains of people with low vision a bit more. I know I've touched on this before, but having low vision is different than having no vision. And a lot of times people don't notice or they don't understand what we mean by this, because people recognize when you can see because they think it's normal. People recognize when you're completely blind because they'll see someone with a cane and sunglasses or guide dog or something and they'll think they're completely blind. And though I can't blame people for this, often people who are visually impaired or low vision kind of fall into a weird category that the public doesn't recognize. Say someone with low vision has difficulties doing something. So I'm gonna go with a random example. Being at a restaurant and not being able to read the labels for the food or not being able to see the food and know what it is, okay? So this is actually something that people with achromatopsia deal with a lot because we can't see the texture or the color of the food, and so we don't know what it is usually unless we have someone to tell us. Now, normally if you tell someone, I can't see this, what is it? And people have seen that you're, looking pretty normal and walking around normally, or that you're making eye contact with them or looking at them, they're going to be really confused and go like, what the heck, because it looks like you can see perfectly fine and they think you're just being annoying or something. People have issues understanding that you can have low vision and that certain things in life are going to be difficult, and when you ask for something, it's not because you're being annoying, it's because you really can't see it. A lot of people in general with low vision have really unique vision. Sometimes they can do things, sometimes they can't, and these things often don't make sense to normal people, what they can and can't do. For example, with our vision, with achromats, we'll be looking like we're walking totally normally inside, and then we'll go outside, or there'll be a bright amount of light in the next room, and whoa, where'd our vision go? It's gone. Now, here's the really tricky part about that. People with low vision, of course, have all sorts of different vision. There is hundreds of different reasons why someone will have low vision. And so there's hundreds of different types of vision that people have, and they see things differently. They have problems with different things. For example, someone with achromatopsia will have problems possibly seeing faces, and when they're inside in a really dark area that they know well, they'll look completely normal. They'll walk around normally, they'll avoid people, they'll be in their environment and look totally fine. And so, as I've said before, when it's hard for you to know who someone is and to go and introduce yourself because you don't know who your friends are and stuff like that because you can't see them, but you look like you're totally normal inside, it has really stupid implications because it looks like you're being really a loner or introverted or however you want to put that, and it's just because your vision's doing something weird that most people don't understand. I mean, honestly, I can't blame people because having low vision is rare and it's really weird for someone to look like they can do something and not do something else. But vision's really weird and sometimes certain things work and certain things don't. And so when people kind of generalize, it's not a good idea, especially with vision, because you can have hundreds and hundreds of different types and everyone's gonna have different vision. Heck, even with achromatopsia, there's tons of different people with tons of different symptoms. For example, as I've said, I have 20/400 vision. A lot of people with achromatopsia have 20/200 vision, some even have better, so like 20/160. They can see a lot better than I can, and they have the exact same conditions. Some of them are fully manifested, and it's just how it worked out, I guess. So different people, different vision, but don't think just because we can see some things we can't see others. A lot of the time people will try to hide that they can't do something properly or see something properly because they want to look normal. And I totally get that, I understand that. I think it's a huge problem with achromatopsia because a lot of things we can kind of cover up or hide or pretend that we can do because we can kind of pull it off. We can kind of act like we can see things normally at certain times at least. So in school, we'll look like we're normal, we'll look like we can totally walk around and be fine. Well, in reality, we're not seeing who we're walking past. We're usually like following someone to get around because we can't see well enough in our environment to get around on our own, or we don't want to bump into something, or we'll be walking and we'll go outside and suddenly our vision is totally like blurry and white and pretty much gone, and we just will keep walking because we don't want people to know. Or we won't use a cane because we don't want people to know that our vision is that bad. And I think a lot of people with low vision have this kind of issue, and it's because people generalize. A lot of people don't want to use a cane or a guide dog or something because they don't want people to know that they have low vision, because they don't want people to think that they have no vision. Because of course you have the flip side where people think you're completely blind and they'll treat you in a bit of a different way than you want to be treated. Like, some people with low vision still have enough vision to do a lot of things, and they don't want to have that stigma of being completely blind because a lot of people will just assume that they need help with something or that they have a disability, which they do, but they don't want to show it. That's something I actually feel pretty strongly about, because I am totally okay with looking blind, because I'd rather people be more conscientious that I probably can't see them or don't know where things are than people to think that I'm being kind of clumsy or they just don't get it when I walk into someone or something. It's everyone's own opinion how they want to deal with that, but I did really want to, make the point that people all have different vision and they can all see differently, and it gets really, really annoying when you can see something and then you can't see something else, and people don't understand it, so they don't know how to react around it. They don't know how to treat it. I know that a lot of the times when you do look like you have a visual impairment or something like that, people will, ask you, do you need help with this? Do you need me to read this for you? And a lot of the times, yeah, it makes things a lot easier. I would rather just ask the server, this really small print, does it say, what does it say or something, rather than pulling out a magnifying glass and squinting really hard and looking really close and trying to read it myself, because it's going to save me a lot of time and a lot of pain in the form of eye strain, which sucks, and headaches. So it works better for me. I feel more comfortable looking blind, not just because I look blind, but because things like a cane helps and things like magnifying glasses help. I've been using a cane and have found stairs and ramps and all sorts of things I didn't know were there. Our vision's kind of funny, because we think that we can see things and then suddenly we can't see something that we thought we could because our vision's just all messed up and it looked like the same color and there's no depth perception or all sorts of stuff. And our vision tends to trick us like that. It's just dumb. And we think that we can see something and we can't, and some people just, whatever, that's okay, I'll, stumble over something, that's cool. Some people will rather want to use a cane but have the stigma of looking more visually impaired than they are, and this is how it goes. It's totally up to them. It's totally how their vision works, how they think they want to be perceived, and all that kind of stuff. I know I said before that we know what we'll need help with, but sometimes we don't know what we can or can't do because of our vision. I know it's kind of been a learning experience for me of what my vision will and will not do. It's kind of ongoing, I learn more things every day, which is awesome. When you have low vision, you do things differently. That's for sure. Say when applying for a job or something, you wonder, what can I do in this job and what will my vision not allow me to do? With low vision, sometimes it's hard to go into an interview and say you can't see something or can't do something, because oftentimes we won't know if we can't see it or do it. Me personally, I'm not really sure if, for instance, I can do things on the computer, writing in forms and dates and all that organizational managing that often has to be done when you're working. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know how I'll be able to adapt the screen or not. I don't know if I will need adaptations. I don't know if I can just lean really close and see it, if that's okay. It's kind of a trial and error. You see, you go, you test it out, and you say, oh yeah, I could totally do that, no problem, you just have to be an inch away from the screen, but I can do it. Or you go and say, yeah, the writing was white and the background was light blue and I can't tell them apart, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. It's kind of trial and error. So Having low vision is about other people knowing what you can and can't do, but it's also learning yourself what your vision is capable of. It's crazy. Our vision's crazy. It sometimes can and sometimes can't do things, and sometimes you just need an adaptation, sometimes there's nothing you can do. It's all sorts of weird and fun adventures trying to learn. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll probably be on with like a Q&A video for next time, so if you have any questions you want to be answered, or you're just curious or whatever, honestly ask away. I really don't care what you ask. I'm totally fine with talking about my vision, obviously, why I'm making these videos. So I like to help people understand as much as they can about our vision, because that's the point, to make people more aware and to make it more accessible, all this kind of cool stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.